Well, friends, if your post-grad lives have been anything like mine, the past couple of years have been pretty challenging. My vocational journey is nowhere near where I thought it might be. I'm still here in Ohio, for one thing. I haven't gone to grad school yet. I finished maybe 2 books in 2 years. I've worked all kinds of unglamorous jobs. My beliefs, my courage, and my hope have all been put to the test. My life feels messy, unprestigious, and constantly derailed. But it is also intentional, meaningful, and beautiful. What successes my life may lack on paper, read by another's eyes, are surpassed by the knowledge I've gained in my soul. I started taking an interest in Taoist philosophy in high school and college. I was particularly interested in Taoist ideas about the Wu Wei, about embracing the present, and how Taoists look to the natural world as a teacher. Over the years, I've discovered that my subconscious speaks to me in terms of nature as well. One day I was walking along the riverbank, watching a leaf flowing in the current, occasionally getting stuck in some rocks, picking up speed in rapids, moving further and further away until I couldn't see it around the bend. I looked around at all the trees and their falling leaves, the birds' unique symphonies, the setting sun, the fungi growing on dead trees, and I started sobbing because I understood that life moves in seasons, things are constantly changing, and that I was the leaf. Occasionally running into obstacles, not really getting to choose where I'm going, but being able to persist anyways. I realized that if I were to thrive as a leaf in the river, if I was going to be in harmony with the chaos that life often is, I had to change my perspective. So in the following years, I started embracing, even craving spontaneity. From my radio show that I refuse to plan before I walk in the studio 5 minutes late, to my writing style, even to my preparation for today. I got nervous and thought about researching what kinds of things usually go in a commencement speech, but I decided that I didn't want to go into this with any expectations. Whatever was meant for me to say today would come from my heart authentically. Expectation is the root of a lot of our anxieties. We spend all of our time rehearsing what will happen if we do this or that. But what happens when what we anticipate to happen doesn't? We get upset and we get frustrated. How often do we relish in the present moment? How often do we listen to what the universe is trying to show us? When I forgo my idea of what I think should be happening in favor of being immersed in the present moment and listening to what the universe is trying to tell me, it always leads me to something wonderful. Perhaps the idea of rejecting plans and expectations strikes some as lazy or aimless, but it's really the opposite. It's hard, and it takes drive and strength to live in the present, to embrace life's twists and turns, and to be open to the unexpected. The nomadic Kel Tamashek, or the Tuareg people of the Sahara Desert in Niger and Mali, they have a concept called asuf. Asuf is a complex, integral aspect of Tuareg culture that I would never dare to say I come close to correctly interpreting. But it has been described as a state of being in the wild, a feeling of solitude, a psychosocial state of being out in the vast desert expanse. And asuf, at least how I understand it, is more of a state of mind than a physical place. A state of mind that one cultivates by being a nomad of not just the earth, but of your consciousness. Ever since I learned of this concept, it's inspired me to find meaning in my restlessness and peace in impermanence, to embrace life with an explorer's attitude. The draw of multicultural studies for me has always been learning how people thrive in different lifestyles, worldviews, and environments. You start to see that there's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to interpreting why we're here, where we end up, who we are, what's going on. There's no standard that you can compare one culture or a person's traditions to. But unfortunately, there are groups of people around the world with vibrant, poetic, and nurturing worldviews whose ways of life are threatened every day by ignorance, imperialism, and greed. People have their land stolen, their livelihood threatened, their religions outlawed, their communities torn apart, all because someone else decided that their cultures are not worthy of respect or protection. But if we try to homogenize humanity, we lose the magic of our world. There's gravity in believing whatever truth speaks to your soul, no matter how fantastical other people might find it to be. And everyone deserves to find that truth, to live that truth. While life is always an emotional roller coaster for me, the past couple of years have put me through a particular type of weathering. At one point, I felt like there was no place for me in this society anymore, like nobody cared about what I had to say, like nobody appreciated the work I was doing. I started getting frustrated with unfruitful job searches. I started to feel like nobody was proud of me, like I was no longer profitable to anyone. And that stung for a minute before I realized that, more importantly, I don't want to be profitable to anyone, and I don't need or even want external validation. Of course, it's good to have a strong support network, and the love and help people have shown me in my life never goes unappreciated. But the only person I ultimately care about being proud of me is me. And I am proud of myself. I'm proud of how much I've grown and continue to grow, how I have confronted parts of myself and others that I used to nervously avoid, how I persevere in spite of fear. And you should all be proud of yourselves too, of all the unique ways you've grown and will keep growing, and all of the unknown adventures yet to come. I had a dream recently that someone was teaching me how to plant a garden, and as the dream went on, I realized that she looked a lot like myself. I took that as a sign that I had to start tending to my own flowers, my own ambitions, my own beliefs, and all the parts of myself born of my unique experiences. Nobody understands your life like you do. You are the only person who's seen your dreams, who's felt your pains and your joys, and who knows what's best for you. We all deserve to embrace ourselves, our quirks, and our ideas as wholeheartedly as we can, because we're not here to live someone else's life. I'm here to live mine, you're here to live yours, and the beauty is in our differences. The universe will test you, and it does not pamper. But if you listen to its messages meant for you and you alone, you'll be okay. Better than okay. You'll find yourself right where you need to be at the right time, and you can find a way to be in harmony with the chaos that life often is. Thank you.